Alright, well, what's going on? So it's been a couple weeks, man, and these past couple weeks have been a fucking nightmare. We're finally moved into our house, and it's like moving is never happening. I'm gonna die in this fucking house. And whenever I think of the future, when I might want to upgrade or something, I can only imagine that I'm gonna have more shit to move. We literally only have enough stuff to furnish, well, half the rooms in this house, including, we have a whole second living room, like out there, that is completely empty. I mean, it's not totally empty right now because we still have stuff that we're moving. But the idea of moving, man, again, like right now, I would literally rather be drawn and quartered. So, yeah, I'm in my music room now, and I decided I'm gonna make a video for you guys. I'm gonna try and get this up and get back on track. But, yeah, let's do it. Hey. But first, look at this. Look how big this bitch is getting, dude. Say hi. All right, let's do it. In the background here, we're listening to Wolves in the Throne Room with Celestial Lineage. This is literally the only thing from this band that I own. I don't own any records. This is the only CD. It's really good, though. I don't know why this band has sort of always just, you know, been off my radar. But, yeah, man, I like it a lot. All right, let's get started, man. The first thing here, something that caused a bit of controversy. I'm sure... I think that I'm the only one who is going to show this thing off, because a lot of people, man, wrote this off as a bootleg. A lot of people wrote it off because they thought it was too expensive, or shipping drove them away. But yeah, man, I'm glad to have it. This is Beherit with the Oath of Black Blood. So this is a box set that was pretty much promoted and I guess kind of released by Bowel of Noise Records, which is kind of like a record store in Greece, in Athens. But I'm pretty sure that it was like made by Altar of the Black Ram. Now, I don't know personally if this is a bootleg or not. The reason that I bought this was because back in fucking April when I bought this thing, I didn't have a normal version of the Oath of Black Blood. And I mean, I think I've said it before, as far as I'm concerned, man, if you don't keep your shit in press and it's impossible to get, if a bootleg pops up, I have no reason not to fucking buy it. And that's what happened here. I didn't care if it was a bootleg or not, but I did see that like the Beherit Facebook page had shared a link to where you can buy one of these. So I don't know, I don't really care. I have since gotten a regular, normal, definitely official press of the Oath of Black Blood, but this is still a really cool thing to own, man. It's basically a big fucking wooden box, and it kind of has like a burnt look to it. You can't really tell, but yeah, it's kind of redone artwork, which I'll show you better in a minute. But Chris Moyen had like redone the artwork for it. The back has all of the track listing, which is quite cool. It opens like this right here, kind of like that Pro Fanatica box set that I have. So let me show you what this comes with. I'll just start with the small shit because it comes with a few pins. First, you get a little Beherit logo pin right there. There's one, it's a picture of like a goat with a pitchfork, which is quite cool. There's one with the art for At the Devil Studio. And this last one here has the classic like ram head logo. You also get a big like necklace pendant thing, which I have on the wall, which looks like that. It's the fucking ram head again on like a big fucking pendant. You also get a tape version of the Oath of Black Blood, which is quite cool. This is obviously the original artwork. It looks like this. I'm not even sure if I've opened this thing, man. Tape right there, and the inlay card looks very simple from what I can tell. Yeah, it's basically that same picture that's on the other record press of this that I have. And finally, this also includes a poster. Unfortunately, it is a big fucking square poster, but it's quite cool anyway. I don't know, maybe one day I'll be able to find a way to frame these, but who knows. The record itself is very simple. It's just the original album cover. That's the back right there with that same picture and all the track listing. And like I said, it says it was put out by Altar of the Black Ram. This is just like a pocket jacket. It's not a gatefold. But one of the other things this comes with is a book, which that's what the artwork on the front of the wooden box looks like. It's a lot easier to see in person. I'm not really sure why it doesn't show up so well on camera. There's the back right there with the original artwork. And basically what's in here is a lot of artwork. You have like interviews and pictures of the band. It's really quite nice, man. I don't know, I like stuff like this. It's a cool addition. The record itself is just black with the red labels, looks quite nice. So yeah, a lot of people complained, like I said, about the price of this Beherit box set. But I mean, you know, like I said, at the time I didn't have a normal version of it, and I bought it with a fucking gift card I had gotten from Christmas, so it was literally free for me. So no skin off my bones, man. You also get a shirt, which I decided to fucking wear with the new artwork. Really fucking quite cool. I'm not gonna talk about the music on this thing. You guys all know what it fucking sounds like. It's Beherit. So, you know, we have no strangers to Beherit watching this video. So, yep, that's Beherit with the Oath of Black Blood. Alright, next up we have another compilation from a Norwegian band. This is One Tail, One Head with the self-titled compilation. So this was put out in 2011, originally on CD. And I don't know why it took so long for the actual 12-inch LP version to come out. This is a compilation of this band's 2 demos and 2 EPs. I think the demos were just called, like, one of them was just self-titled and the other was called like Demo 2 or something. But I think there was a self-titled EP as well as one called like Tandava or some shit. But this is a band that I have talked about before on this channel because I had talked about the Firebirds single that came out, I think, last year. But now they have a full-length album out, and I've been listening to that like crazy, and I'll show that in an upcoming video as well. All of this stuff was originally put on like 7-inch EPs and shit, and those are, you know, more expensive than I want to pay on pretty much any 7-inch ever. So I'm perfectly fucking content with this. I love the album cover, very, very simple. The back cover looks like that. It's just a shot of the band playing live. It does come with an inner sleeve, which has a picture of the band. And it just says on this side, it says, "These recordings are dedicated to the everlasting memory of Steingrim Thorsen." And there were 2 versions of this. There was a red vinyl, and I just got the black because I just got whatever fucking Dark Descent got. Yeah, it says most of these tracks were re-recorded for this, so they sound good. One Tail, One Head is great, man. I mean, I don't exactly know. It's kind of like faster black metal, but there's a lot of like almost yelled vocals, kind of more than like wretched screams, which there are those too. You'll get the occasional like ugh, which, you know, I love that shit. But yeah, man, I mean, I think everyone's familiar with One Tail, One Head. I believe that with the release of the newest album, this band has called it quits. But lots of bands say shit like that, so who really knows for sure, man. But yep, that's One Tail, One Head. Sect Pig with Crooked Backs. So, yeah, I don't know, man. If you guys aren't familiar, Sect Pig is kind of a very mysterious band. I personally don't know who's in the band. If you look them up, there's not really any information on who's in this band. I think it says it's like an international band, but there's no members listed or anything like that. There is something on the inner sheet here that would suggest that it is like an international band, but I have no idea. But this is fucking awesome, man. It's very similar to the other 2 EPs that this band has put out. It kind of looks very similar in the sort of layout, but musically and vocally, it sounds very similar. I mean, you put this on, you're gonna know that this is Sect Pig if you've heard this band before. One of the things you'll gather when you're listening to this through the samples is that this sort of has like a theme around eugenics, which is a really, you know, controversial, touchy subject for a lot of people. Personally, if you want to know my opinion, I'm kind of pro-eugenics. I don't really care about race purity or anything like that. It's more like, if we can breed out like genetic diseases and shit, why would we not do that? But whatever, that's completely not what the point of these videos are. I'm just gonna show you what this looks like. So, very similar, like I said, the Sect Pig logo, which I actually really like the Sect Pig logo, down the left side of this thing. This has got a really fucking weird picture. I guess it's like some guy with a really fucked up face. I like the back a lot. It's got like a fucking baby in utero with like the bash around it. There's 6 tracks on this thing. I'm gonna read the track titles because they're cool. Castrated babies, crooked backs, injected skulls, broken private parts, back braced and poisoned veins. And this is put out through Nuclear War Now. It includes just an inner sheet, which has another picture of a fucked up face. And right here it says recorded at various shitholes around the world. So I guess that is kind of a an indicator that this is kind of more of like an international band. But I also like it says all music / lyrics stolen or created by Sect Pig. The other side has a picture of a syringe. And I like in the background it kind of repeats, it won't hurt, it tickles, just a pinch and a squiggle. I don't know, man, it's just a really fun EP. I kind of wish I got the Die Hard. It included like a pin with the baby thing on it, which is cool. But I don't know, whatever. I opted for the normal black version, which like all the other Sect Pig records have nothing on the labels. Very, very simple. And I think that the music repeats itself on both sides from what I remember. So yeah, man, lots of fun. If you like super noisy, ridiculous sounding, like grinding, noisy black metal, then this is up your alley, man. That's Sect Pig with Crooked Back. Alright, here's one that definitely is a bootleg, but like I said before, nobody kept this thing in press. So if anybody in the world who may have been involved with the original release of the material of this, if anybody's upset, they can go fuck themselves because they didn't keep it in press. This is Morbid with Disgusting Simla. I know that there was that Year of the Goat like box set compilation thing that had come out, but I think even that was 10 years ago. Maybe it was like 9 years ago, something like that. So I don't know, man. Like I said, if you don't keep your shit in press, somebody's gonna do stuff like this, and I'm okay with it. So what this includes is all of the stuff from December Moon, which that record is fucking impossible to get a hold of. But this also includes some live stuff, some rehearsals. It actually even says right here, tracks 1 to 4 from December Moon, track 5 is a rehearsal, 6 through 13 recorded live in Stockholm, October 23rd, 1987. So this is a Canadian bootleg, according to what this says. It says Die 669 made in Canada. I don't know, I don't care. But yeah, man, this is just really good, like very early style, like death metal. Of course, it includes Dead, who we all know from fucking Mayhem. But yeah, really cool. This is actually a picture from like a Mayhem photo op. But yeah, I don't know, I don't care. It literally doesn't matter to me. But Morbid's got one of the coolest fucking logos ever. Disgusting Simla is the name of a song. I'm not really sure why they chose to call this that. I don't know, maybe I'm missing some part of important history, but whenever I talk about these bands, there's always some fucking old fogey who decides to get involved, and yeah, I don't know, man. I'm fucking older than these guys when they created the shit that you worship, so suck my dick and balls. Anyway, front cover's awesome. The back cover's awesome too. This is a classic picture of Dead right there. Great vocalist, man. Great fucking songs too. Really like kind of groovy. I love shit like this. And you know, I feel like there's kind of a drought of stuff that sounds quite like this. And I know there probably are a bunch of old school death metal bands that I've just never heard, but yeah, love this shit, man. It's super simple. It doesn't include anything except for just the record, of course. I like this label right here. It's just black vinyl. That doesn't come with anything else. It's very simple. I bought it because it was available and I wanted the music. So, Morbid, Disgusting Simla. God damn, my puppy's in a much more playful mood than I am. Finally, last thing I'm going to talk about here. This is Absurd with Werewolf Thrawn. Absurd needs absolutely no introduction. This is an album from 2001. I think it was the second full-length album. And Darker Than Black just, you know, repressed this. It's obviously got a different album cover than the original does. which I actually really like the original album cover of this a lot more than this one. Now, I'm not that familiar with the entirety of the Absurd discography, and I'm certainly not familiar with the chronology of all of it, but from what I remember, before the first album, or maybe it was in between the first album and this, there was a massive block of like demos and EPs and shit like that. So, you know, because Absurd has been around for a while, certainly for 2001 being when they released their second album, you know, it's quite a bit of time. I don't exactly remember the year that Absurd formed or anything like that, but yeah, this is just super catchy, like almost kind of folky black metal. What I like so much about Absurd is, you know, the parts when this band like slows down, it really is hard to beat some of those sections, and especially like, you know, on the earlier albums, if you've heard Absurd once, you'll know that it's Absurd every other time you listen to it. I think the vocalist goes by Wolf, but this band has had a few vocalists, and like I said, I'm really not that familiar with the inner workings of Absurd. But yeah, this is a great one. Like I said, alternative artwork on this one. That's the back cover. I think it was 400 copies from what I remember. But this does include some lyrics on this side, and one of the songs on here, Heaven and Blood, is in English, of course. There's the other side right there. What the fuck, man? There's the other side of that right there. It's very simple. And the vinyl itself is on like a marbled gray, which is quite nice. I don't know if you can still get this anywhere. But if you can, it's a great album anyway. I don't know if they're gonna repress more of the Absurd stuff. I hope they do. But fantastic shit from the sort of kings of the NS style of black metal. So, Absurd with Werewolf Throne.
White are the wings of the angels. White is their heaven. White are the clouds. Like the golden sunshine stone.
This video has been a mess. I'm gonna have to edit it to where I can kind of get around all the noise the fucking dog made. But I'm okay with it, whatever. Yeah, we'll be back soon with another installment into the actual collection shit. But until then, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and we'll be back soon. Later.